regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod is now called to order. We are requesting the Secretary to the Sangguniang
Leo Di Revita is present. Honorable Meliton Di Lemos is present. Honorable Shara Isabel Luisa Lazaro is present. Honorable Venigen O. Kasi is present. Honorable Agripino G. Coquillo Jr. is present. Honorable Rex Jasper R. Aala is present. Honorable Romeo L. Catayas is present. Honorable Catherine S. Elliott is present. Honorable Edmark O. Wakan is present. Honorable Arthur V. Ong Jr. is present. Honorable Datu Eric I. Perez is present. Honorable Roan Angela G. Villion is on official business. And Honorable Betevines Rubinos is present. Madam President, there are 13 members present. There is a quorum.
There being a quorum, this session is in order. Let us now proceed to the opening prayer to be led by Honorable Agripino G. Coquillo Jr., followed by the Panbansang Awit, Panunumpa ng Katapatan sa Watawat, the Councilor's Creed, and the singing of the Tagum Mabuhay Ka March.
Let us all stand and put ourselves in the presence, holy presence of our Lord. Let's pray according to our faith. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, you are worthy of your worship for your generosity in giving us such bountiful blessings in our lives. We thank you for this wonderful day you prepared for us today. Thank you for good health you provided to all of us gathered here in this session for this 43rd regular session. Lord, despite the problems and difficulties our nation is facing right now, may we be able to find means of better service and inspiration to our constituents. We ask your loving Father for peace, understanding, and cooperation in our country. Make not be blind from political estimation and see only the cause of your humility and great kindness to be a committed public servant of our community. All we ask and pray in the name of your loving Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng sigatanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng bagaw, ay hinagang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhabing pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling ko. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga akin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Panunumpa sa katapatan sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino, buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos ng sambayanang makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa. Let's recite the Councilor's Creed. I am a Philippine Councilor, mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents and their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official act, and I shall tread the pathways of local legislation. May Almighty guide my mind and heart, that I shall be true to my constituents and the Filipino people.
Sa
afternoon, everyone. Let us now proceed to the reading and consideration of the minutes and journal of proceedings of the 42nd regular session held on May 18, 2026. The Chairperson, Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, Attorney Ed Markwakan, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of the minutes of the 42nd regular session dated May 18, 2026, consisting a total of 110 pages, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Ala, Eliot, and Catayas, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the minutes of the 42nd regular session held at the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Tagum City Session Hall dated May 18, 2026, consisting a total of 110 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Ala. Is there any discussion, amendments, objection? There being none, therefore the minutes of the 42nd regular session held on May 18, 2026, consisting of 110 pages, is hereby adopted. Proceed.
For the same reason, Madam Presiding Officer, that the Journal of Proceedings of the 42nd regular session dated May 18, 2026, consisting of 36 pages, considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of this Journal of Proceedings, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Ala, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the Journal of Proceedings of the 42nd regular session dated May 18, 2026, consisting a total of 36 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Ala and Revita. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, the Journal of Proceedings consisting of 36 pages is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the privilege hour. Any member? Yes, Councilor Revita is recognized.
Good afternoon, everyone. Madam Presiding Officer. Hello, hello. With the indulgence of this honorable body, I rise today on the matter of personal and collective privilege. This manifestation is respectfully made to inform this august body that I will be attending a meeting initiated by the Office of the Vice Governor of Davao del Norte. In preparation for the first ever LGBTQI+ Pride Month celebration, scheduled today at 2:30 o'clock in the afternoon at the La Paz Hall, Sangguniang Panlalawigan Building. Madam Presiding Officer, this activity served as an important avenue for collaboration among stakeholders in advancing programs and policies that recognize and uphold the rights, welfare, and participation of the LGBTQI+ community in our province. As a representative of our city, I am honored to take part in the discussions and to convey our continued support for efforts that foster unity, empowerment, and social inclusion. Moreover, this engagement reflects the shared vision of our city government in building a compassionate, responsive, and inclusive community where every individual, regardless of gender identity and expression, is respected and valued. I am grateful for the opportunity to represent our city mayor in this meaningful undertaking. In this regard, Madam Presiding Officer, I respectfully seek the consideration, undertaking, and support of this Honorable Council concerning this matter. Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer, and the member of the honorable body for your continuing support and understanding. Daghang salamat.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Revita. You may attend the meeting at the Vice Governor's office. Okay, some more? There being none, let's proceed to the question hour. Since we have no invited guests, let us now proceed to the reading and referral of proposed measures.
Madam President, the measures on first reading items under letters and communications. Number 1, letter dated May 14, 2026, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to a draft memorandum of agreement between the University of Southeastern Philippines and the City Government of Tagum.
Item number 1 is referred to the Committee on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Item number 2 is a letter dated May 19, 2026, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy. This pertains to a draft resolution granting authority to the City Treasurer, Annie G. Beltran, CPA, MBA, to institute and file petitions, oppositions, interventions, or any other appropriate legal actions, including appeals, to sign the same, the verification, and other pertinent pleadings, to review, negotiate, or represent in any dispute resolution, compromise agreement, or settlement proposal, and to appear and represent the City Government of Tagum before the judicial courts in connection with special civil action number 588-2025 for expropriation with motion for issuance of a writ of possession and in any related proceedings arising therefrom.
Item number 2 is referred to the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 3, letter dated May 19, still coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to a letter from the Department of Agrarian Reform, Municipal Agrarian Reform Office on the matter of the request for support and endorsement for Pagsabangan Agrarian Reform Community Development Plan or ARCDP.
Item number 3 is referred to the Committee on Agrarian Reform.
Number 4 is this letter dated May 18, coming from Honorable Alan T. Pereiras, the Punong Barangay of Magupo West, pertaining to the supplemental budget number 1 for CY 2026 of Barangay Magupo West, appropriating the sum of 3,535,847 pesos and 72 centavos only.
Item number 4 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriation.
Number 5, letter dated May 7, coming from Honorable Edgarito L. Acaso, the Punong Barangay of New Balamban, pertaining to the supplemental budget number 1 for CY 2026 of Barangay New Balamban, appropriating the sum of 484,024 pesos and 80 centavos only.
Item number 5 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriation.
And for the last item, we have this letter dated May 5, 2026, coming from Honorable Lourdes T. Collados, the Punong Barangay of Pandapan, pertaining to supplemental budget number 1 for CY 2026 of Barangay Pandapan, appropriating the sum of 539,422 pesos and 34 centavos only.
Item number 6 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriations. Let's now proceed to the committee reports. Honorable Vito Ben Rubinos is recognized.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Joint Committee Report number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, together with the Committee on Peace and Order and Public Safety, and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, dated May 2026 at SB Session Hall with the subject matter: Barangay Ordinance number 1, Series of 2026, an ordinance creating the Purok Civilian Volunteer Officer or PCVO program in Barangay Pandapan, defining its rules, functions, qualifications, and for other purposes of Barangay Pandapan, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. And for the information of this august body, this ordinance was created in response to observations made by the residents of Barangay Pandapan that during late night hours, there are still residents and non-residents roaming around the streets. Moreover, some citizens of barangay have expressed their willingness to volunteer in helping and maintain the security and peace and order of the barangay. The Barangay Council already visited the Office of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, or DILG, to seek guidance and opinion regarding the matter. The DILG advised that the barangay should enact an ordinance creating Purok Civilian Officers or PCVOs to strengthen and enhance the peace and order situation within the barangay. And after a thorough deliberation of the members of the Joint Committee, we recommended that the subject matter be referred back to the Sangguniang Barangay o Pandapan for further refinement and for their information and guidance. Considering that all members present has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Honorable Rubino, seconded by Honorable Aala, Revita, and Catayas, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Peace, Order, and Public Safety, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next.
Another committee report, Madam Presiding Officer. Joint Committee Report Number 3, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs together with the Committee on Agriculture and Food, Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, dated May 20, 2026 at SP Session Hall with the subject matter: Barangay Ordinance Number 3, Series of 2026, an ordinance instituting the mandatory tagging and registration of specific animals, domestic and livestock animals in Barangay Pandapan, prescribing guidelines, fees, penalties, and for other purposes of Barangay Pandapan, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. For the information of this august body, this ordinance aims to promote public safety in Barangay Pandapan. The usual vehicular accidents occurring within the barangay are caused by agricultural animals wandering along or occupying the center of the road. Through the tagging and registration of agricultural animals with the barangay, the authorities will be able to easily identify and locate the owners of the animals in cases where such animals are involved in accidents or related incidents. And after a thorough deliberation, the members of the Joint Committee recommended that the subject matter be referred back to the Sangguniang Barangay o Pandapan for further refinement and for the information and guidance. Considering that all members present has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilors Aala, Revita, and Eliot, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report Number 3, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, and Agriculture is hereby adopted. Proceed.
Another committee report, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Joint Committee Report Number 3, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, together with the Committee on Education and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, dated May 20, 2026 at SP Session Hall with the subject matter: Barangay Ordinance Number 2, Series of 2026 of Barangay Pandapan, an ordinance creating the Barangay Educational Scholarship Program or BESP of Barangay Pandapan, Tagum City, strengthening access to quality elementary and secondary education, providing regulations and appropriating funds of Barangay Pandapan, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. And for the information of this august body, this ordinance aims to provide financial assistance to the students in the elementary, high school, and senior high school levels through the Barangay Educational Scholarship Program or BESPRO. And after a thorough deliberation, the members of the Joint Committee recommended that the subject matter be referred back to the Sangguniang Barangay o Pandapan for further refinement and for their information and guidance. And considering that all members present has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Honorable Rubino, seconded by Honorables Aala and Catayas, there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 3, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, and Committee on Education is hereby adopted. Next.
Another committee report, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Joint Committee Report number 4, series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs together with the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges and Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriations, dated May 13, 2026 at SP Session Hall with the subject matter: Barangay Ordinance number 5, series of 2025 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Kwambugan, entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing the Collection of Purok Clearance Fee in the amount of 50 pesos as support fund for the Purok and prescribing its requirement for the issuance of barangay clearance and other certifications. The members of the Joint Committee observed that based on the legal opinion dated April 21, 2026, the Barangay Ordinance needs to be reviewed, especially Section 3, 4, and 5 and 6, to ensure full compliance with applicable laws and regulations. In addition, the imposition of 50 pesos fee for such clearance is legally misplaced because Purok is more appropriately regarded as a community-based or private association. Any collection of fees must derive its authority not from a barangay ordinance, but from the Purok own constitution and bylaws, or from the consent of the majority of its members. After a thorough deliberation of the members of the Joint Committee, we recommended that the Barangay Ordinance number 5, series of 2025 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Kwambugan be archived. And considering that all members present has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, second by Councilor Aala and Eliot, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 4, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, and Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriations is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Revita is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Joint Committee Report number 1, series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Gender Equality and Development, Children and Family Welfare, and Social Services, and on Education, held last at this SP Session Hall at 9:30 a.m. with the subject matter, a resolution number 697, series of 2026, a resolution congratulating Ms. Emerald Malabosa, a proud Mansaka from Binaning Clan and a member of the indigenous people community of Barangay Apocon, for bringing honor to the city as the most outstanding journalist in Region 11 elementary level during the 2026 National School Press Conference held in Ormoc City on April 16, 2026. Madam Presiding Officers, copy of the said Joint Committee Report number 1 has been distributed in advance to this august body. I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Revita, second by Councilors Catayas, Eliot, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 1, submitted by the Committee on Gender Equality and Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services, and Education is hereby adopted. Proceed.
Next committee report is the Committee Report number 1, series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Gender Equality and Development, Children and Family Welfare, and Social Services, held at the SP Session Hall at 9:45 a.m. with a subject matter, a resolution number 659, series of 2026, a resolution congratulating ad production team for the Tagum City National Comprehensive High School for winning the Best Documentary and Student category for their film, Dili Lalim, Dili Lalum, from the 8th Asinag Maynila Independent Film Festival held on March 23 to 29, 2026. Since a copy of the said committee report number 3 has been distributed in advance to this august body, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore committee report number 3 submitted by the Committee on Gender Equality and Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Housing.
Madam Chair, this is to render Joint Committee Report Number 11, Series of 2026, with the Joint Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges last May 20, 2026 at 11:24 a.m. here at SP Session Hall with only one subject matter, the 42nd regular session letter referral number 1, which pertains to the cancellation or revocation of the deed of transfer of rights on real property to the Philippine Postal Corporation for appropriate action. This, Madam Chair, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Revita and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore
11, I stand corrected, Madam Chair.
Joint Committee Report Number 11, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Health, Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Surrender Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Health and on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management. The subject matter of this report is the 42nd Regular Session Letter Number 2, the Local Health Board Resolution Number 2A, Series of 2026, endorsing the Tagum City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management in Health Plan for 2026 to 2028 to the Sangguniang Panlungsod for approval for appropriate action. And considering that all members have already been furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Revita, Aala, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, the reading of this committee report is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1 submitted by the Committee on Health and Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Aala is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Committee Report Number 8, Series of 2026, submitted by Joint Committees on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulation, and Privileges, dated May 20, 2026, at 11:15 in the morning, SP Session Hall, New City Hall Building, with one subject matter, letter dated May 14, 2026, from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang, through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilios, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on the same date, the herein draft Memorandum of Agreement between Letran de Davao Incorporated and the City Government of Tagum for the implementation of programs, projects, and activities that promoted education, employment, facilitation, youth empowerment, workforce readiness, and community development. Since copies were given of the said Committee Report Number 8, Series of 2026, I move to the dispense of the said Committee Report, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report Number 8, submitted by the Committee on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Summer committee reports. There being none, let us now proceed to the next order of business. The calendar of business. Councilor Wakan is recognized.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of the foregoing calendar of business as stated in the notice of the 43rd regular session dated May 25, 2026. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, second by Councilor Aala and Iliot. Is there any discussion, any amendment to the calendar of business? Amendments? Councilor Aala?
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. May I ask the Secretary to have a resolution number?
Madam President, that would be resolution number 725.
725. Amendment for inclusion under an assigned business, resolution number 725, 725, series of 2026. A resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement with Letran de Davao Incorporated for the implementation of programs, projects, and activities that promote education, employment, facilitation, youth empowerment, workforce readiness, and community development. I move for its inclusion, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, resolution number 725 is included under an assigned business. Summer inclusions. Itong sagad. Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May I ask for a resolution number from our Secretary, please?
726, Madam.
726. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 726, series of 2026, a resolution adopting the Tagum City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management in Health Plan for calendar years 2026 to 2028.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 726 is included under unassigned business.
Another one.
Yes, proceed.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 697, series of 2026, a resolution congratulating Miss Emerald S. Malabosa, a proud Mansaka from Binaning Clan and a member of the indigenous peoples community of Barangay Apocon, for bringing honor to Tagum City as the most outstanding journalist, Region 11, elementary level, during the 2026 National Schools Press Conference held in Ormoc City on April 16, 2026.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Kaasi and Aala. There be no objection, therefore resolution number 697 is included under an assigned business.
Lastly, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 659, series of 2026, a resolution congratulating ad production team of the Tagum City National Comprehensive High School for winning the Best Documentary in Student category for their film Dili Lalim, Dili Lalum from the 8th Sinag Maynila Independent Film Festival held on March 23 to 29, 2026.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor, any second? Perez, Aala, and Kaasi. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 659 is included under an assigned business. Summer inclusions. There being none, back to the main motion as amended 4 times. Is there any objection? There being none, therefore the calendar of business as amended 4 times is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the item under second reading.
On second reading, Madam President, we have this draft resolution number 721, a resolution confirming Barangay Ordinance number 9, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Madaum, Tagum City, Davao del Norte.
Councilor Rubinos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members were already given a copy of resolution number 721, I move to dispense with its reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Dr. Perez and Councilor Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Perez and Aala. Any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Presiding Officer. And for the information of this august body, this ordinance was enacted to provide a name of the new street in Barangay Madaom and to honor Dato Bilalang, recognized as the first Dato of the Kagan tribe in Barangay Madaom during the 18th century. After the committee meeting, the Joint Committee recommended that the said barangay ordinance be approved on second and final reading, subject to the submission of the minutes and attendance of the public hearing conducted to inform the residents of Barangay Madaom regarding the naming of the new street. And for the information of this august body, attached to the resolution are the minutes and attendance of the said public hearing. With this and with the support of this august body, the Joint Committee on Barangay Affairs and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges respectfully recommend the confirmation of the said barangay ordinance. That's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you for that information. Proceed, Councilor Rubinos.
Amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members present be co-proponents.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this be approved for second and final reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, before that, question from the Chair, clarificatory. Naana ni siya meets and bounds? Ang street, ang particular road, is it contained in the ordinance?
A minute recess, Madam Chair.
The Chair declares for a few minutes recess. Naa siya meets and bounds nga nang murag iyahan
amendments that this subsidiary motion, Madam Chair, with regard to this resolution number 721, that this will be returned back to the committee to set another committee meeting for finalization of the said ordinance, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Coquilla and Catayas. There being no objection, this draft resolution number 721 shall be returned back to the Committee of Origin. Okay, let us now proceed to items under unassigned business.
Madam President, the first item under unassigned business is resolution number 725, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the Memorandum of Agreement with Latranda Davao Incorporated for the implementation of programs, projects, and activities that promote education, employment, facilitation, youth empowerment, workforce readiness, and community development.
Councilor Ala.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Since copies were given of the said committee resolution number 725, series of 2026, I move to the dispense of the reading of the said resolution number, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Ala, seconded by Councilor Uy Salazar and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Thank you. I move for the approval on second reading, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Ala, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Uy Salazar. Any discussion?
Point of information, Honorable Presiding Officer, that this memorandum of agreement is being made as a renewal of the previous undertaking made relative to the implementation of programs, projects, and activities that promote education, employment, facilitation, youth empowerment, workforce readiness, and community development, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, so thank you for that information. Proceed, Councilor Ala.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I move that all of my fellow colleagues physically present will be co-proponent of the said resolution number 725, series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Ala, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move to approve in second and final reading, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Ala, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members physically present are in favor.
All members physically present being in favor, therefore resolution number 725 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 726, a resolution adopting the Tagum City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management in Health DRRMH plan for calendar years 2026 to 2028.
Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of draft resolution number 726, series of 2026, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of the same.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. Is there any discussion?
Madam Presiding Officer, esteemed colleagues in this august body, this draft resolution seeks to adopt the Tagum City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management in Health Plan for calendar years 2026 to 2028, a comprehensive framework designed to strengthen the resilience, preparedness, and responsiveness of the city's health system in times of disasters, public health emergencies, disease outbreaks, and climate-related hazards. The plan identifies the health sector's risks, vulnerabilities, and capacities, and provides strategic interventions covering prevention and mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. It likewise outlines programs aimed at enhancing health emergency management systems, health facility preparedness, disease surveillance, logistics management, risk communication, and the capability of health workers and responders. The adoption of this plan institutionalizes a coordinated and evidence-based approach to health emergency and disaster management in Tagum City. Endorsed by the Local Health Board through Resolution Number 2A, Series of 2026, the plan serves as a guide for concerned offices and stakeholders in implementing DRRMH initiatives and integrating them into the city's development and investment planning processes. Ultimately, this measure reinforces the commitment of the city government to safeguard public health, ensure continuity of essential health services, and build a safer and more resilient community. I humbly urge the support of my colleagues for the passage of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. The title of the plan is Tagum City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management in Health. In short, DRRMH System Plan for 2026-2028, a 2-year plan. And in the lower portion of the second page of the title, in bold letter, with the heading Republic of the Philippines, Region 11, Province of Davao del Norte, City of Tagum, City Health Office. In bold letter states here, Disaster Risk Reduction and Management in Health, DRRMH System. And it was duly signed by Jubilin Navarra, RN, NARS 2, Lawrence Dolorito, RN, NARS 1, reviewed by Muhammad Hicham B. Macno, MD, Medical Officer 4, approved by Dr. Arnel R. Florendo. None of them have noticed that the title speaks of reduction. Meaning to say, Madam Presiding Officer, they signed the title without knowing the title, without knowing what was being signed by these personalities. May we know the reason why this was so? Because this will be put on record of the city government of Tagum, because you cannot change this unless otherwise it should be corrected. So may we know on the reason why these personalities haven't noticed the title, which is reduction, not reduction. May we know, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that query, Honorable Coquilla. We have representatives here from the City Health Office that could shed light to this. May I move to suspend the internal rules?
Moved by Councilor Salazar, second by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, we have Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members physically present are in favor.
All members physically present being in favor, therefore rules are now suspended. The Sergeant at Arms is directed to please escort our guests in front. Okay, so thank you for your answer. Some more queries from the members to, yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Again, Madam Presiding Officer, this is very important in signing documents, Madam Presiding Officer. Signing a document which, without their knowing, that there's an erroneous entry on the title. May we know what are the other deficiencies, sir, on the title? Because we are concerned of, we cannot change this one once this would be approved. Meaning to say, we will be passing this one to the Department of Health without knowing that the title is inadvertently, or as you said, it's a topographical error. So how can we correct this one if there would be no proofreading from the end of your staff? Because all four personalities haven't discovered that the title is not correct. So this speaks of the quality of work of the office. So with that, sir, it should be corrected before signing. Another concern is on the title is system. There's no plan. May we know if this signed document is disaster risk reduction and management. This is the correct management in health, known as DRRM-H system with the word plan. Is it correct, sir? Or only up to system?
With plan po.
With plan.
Yes po.
So can you, so meaning to say this would be corrected?
Yes po. Only yun lang po.
So it should be corrected, sir, before
Yes po.
transmitting to the Sangguniang. And again, on the content, sir, may we know, sir, if you are familiar with the content of the plan?
Yes po.
So what are the salient feature of the plan from year 2026 to 2028?
Yung plan po, sir, is it consists of the pre-disaster, during disaster and post-disaster na plan. So we also do the introduction and also yung mga previous health na emergency na nangyari within the past years. And then we also we parang top kami kung top 1 sino ang prioritization po sa plan ng mga disaster. So at saka we also input kung yung mga standard operation po, kung anong gagawin if ever mayroon ng disaster, pre-disaster, during at saka post-disaster po.
Madam Presiding
Yes,
Officer.
Councilor
In
Coquilla.
what particular information page, sir, can we view the plan for 2026, 2027, up to 2028?
Nakita na?
Thematic area.
Asa siya nga page?
Page 84 po.
Page?
Page 84. Yung plan per thematic area po.
Session now resumes. Yes, please answer the query, Dr.
This plan consists of yung per thematic area po natin. So, prevention and mitigation during at saka post-disaster po. So, from here, we have the prevention and mitigation plan. No? So, nakadepende po siya sa kung anong disease outbreak or anong emergency po.
So, it was the question earlier. Can you give the salient points of the plan?
So from here, no, we have like the biological hazard. No, so for prevention and mitigation, no, so we will identify sino yung mga vulnerable na population like under 5 years old, poor health-seeking behavior, yung mga people po natin, then migrants or yung mga buntis, vulnerable population. And then from here, no, we put mga activities like conduct prevention, public health, medical outreach, no. So this is for before po ng disaster. No, also yung mobilization ng team natin, no, for active surveillance if ever may mga diseases po na dapat i-surveillance, no. So for the sustainable of health, no, so emergency operation center. So we should have an emergency operation center. And then yung mga policies, then sen sa properties po, no, mga equipments na need, no, lalo na sa mga disease outbreak, mga laboratories, mga reagents po. And then services, no, so we will still need mag-hire sana ng manpower, still isa siya. And then provide accident and health insurance po sa mga providers natin. And then also yung mga capability building po ng mga team natin sa HERD. Saka yung mga activities po na need for more sa disaster po nato. So we also have yung sa mga natural, no, technological, societal hazard, no. Still same, no, magbigay ng mga activities for like mga IEC po natin, mga lectures sa mga communities po. And then also po yung mga vector controls, especially mga dengue, chikungunya. It's nandito din po sa plan.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
May we know, sir, on how this plan was created, crafted? Have you ever come up with a technical working group that exclusively will conduct or have the direct hand in the preparation? And who are those members of the technical working group? And that would be presented to the City Health Board. It would be, again, be detailed to be presented to the Local Housing Board before going to the Sangguniang for adoption. So may we know if the City Health Office have come up with a technical working group?
Meron naman po tayong technical work.
Who composed the technical working group, sir?
Me, si ma'am sa Dream Age.
Since you mentioned plan per thematic area, meaning to say there are other plans.
Yung sa preparedness po yung first na sinabi ko, sir. And then meron din po sa post, during at saka post po.
So meaning to say, how many thematic areas? Only 3 major thematic areas?
Apat po.
4. So those are
Preparedness and mitigation.
because in the presentation, sir, in the plan, it doesn't emphasize on page 84. On the succeeding pages, you cannot see what are those parts of the thematic areas. So that's why I'm browsing over the content of the plan. If indeed there was emphasis on the thematic areas that be the guide of the City Health and the City Disaster Risk Reduction Office for them to execute. So we all know that preparing a plan behaves the acronym SMART. So may we know, sir, if because there are entries, another concern, sir, there are entries here that speaks of the year coverage 2026 to 2030. There are entries here, sir. Kindly browse over the entries that speaks of 2026 to 2030. Can you confirm that, sir? Allow me to state, sir, on page 86, on the properties, there are 2 properties here: insufficient laboratory equipment, no isolation facility available, not enough bed capacity to cater cases. So what are those actions? And there are services. And those actions, number 2, formulation of the updating of EREID plan 2026 to 2030. How does it relate, sir, to the plan that speaks of 2026 to 2028?
Yung sa plan po kasi ng ERID is iba po siya na years, no? Pero sinani lang po namin sa Dream Age plan po. Kaya yung 2030 po yung nandito sa plan.
So for information purposes, sir, can we be informed about the meaning of ERID?
Emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases.
For 2026, sir, because it would be highlighted, no? That's our guide for this year, from the second quarter up to the last quarter. May we know what are those emphasized or highlighted plans, programs, and activities for 2026, so that it would be, again, may we know on how it would be undertaken by the City Health Office as part of the plan.
So we already starting yung trainings po.
On what particular page, sir, can we view, or what particular page?
Like po sa sir, yung sa prevention and mitigation plan, no? So yung mga conduct disease intervention, we already do this.
For a yearly plan, sir, do you have a yearly plan or you will create you have this bulk of plan in general and you will detail it in monthly per year? So meaning to say, may we know on is the City Health Office have already prepared a plan for the year 2026?
Kung yung plan talaga sir based dito, wala po yung parang per year. Wala po siyang per year.
So in the direction of the City Health, sir, because that's the mandate of the office. That's the mandate of the office as basis for your guide. And your guide will again, because you need financial support, funding, so it would be again presented to the local finance committee, where I am a member of the local finance committee. That's why I asked you, on this particular year, what is now the direction of the City Health Office?
So for in behalf lang po sa DreamH po, no, yung we are doing yung trainings sa ngayon, yung mga BLS, SFA, we are doing it now. Pero wala po kami yung specific
So do you have a document that speaks of your plan for 2026? Maybe no, ma'am, if you have the document. May we know, sir, if the City Health Officer is aware of this plan, sir? Can he answer questions relating this one, sir? Because we will be asking him to present the entirety of the plan.
Kung yung yearly po, sir, wala po talaga kami yearly.
Yeah, but this is your guide, sir, supposedly. Once you have the guide, then you have to craft a yearly or monthly or quarterly plan. So may we know if the office have already drawn the plan approaching the start of the second quarter, or this is now the third quarter, from January, February, March, that's first quarter, April, May, June, and June, July, August. So what's that, sir? Is that under your, what are those divisions under the City Health Office that takes cares of the planning? Because there's a planning. Who heads the planning officer?
Si Dr. Lima Barbarona.
So with that, she should be the one to submit to the Sangguniang the plan. Because when we say plan, it behaves smart, simple, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bounded. So that's the simple, in the simple sense, that's how we anchor the plan. So we hope, sir, we could be guided on, we fully informed about how the City Health undertakes plans as laid on your presented plan.
So maggawa po kami ng parang yearly po.
Just for information, sir, for process.
Okay.
And then it would be, because it's a yearly, this is only a 2 years. So if you cannot, if you have no guide,
annual na parang investment plan po. So nandoon na po yung lahat ng activities regarding din po sa image plan po.
So it's more, do you believe, sir, and do you accept that the right person to ask is Dr. Barbarona?
I don't think po, sir, na maka-answer din siya. I think...
So meaning to say, she's the officer that handles the planning. Correct, sir?
Yes po. Pero yung sa DreamH po kasi, binigay niya sa amin yung
Okay, so meaning to
Because
say,
this is parang updating na lang sana tong plan. So we already have previous plan po. So
okay, sir, can you, is this, do you have a timetable for this, sir, to be enacted and or be adopted by the Sangguniang? When will be your timetable for this one? And what are those reasons why we will take this one as an urgent matter or with the time requirements for the passing of the
yes.
plan?
This year po kasi meron din tayong yung kasali po kasi siya sa universal healthcare.
So when will be the deadline, sir?
Supposedly po nakapass na sana kami this last quarter ata. Oo.
This
ang
quarter?
deadline
And
po.
when was the plan was presented or endorsed to the Sangguniang, sir? Just the last session? It was on the 42nd session, sir. Meaning to say there are remiss again on the duty of the City Health Office.
I-update kasi namin yung...
Oh,
Mayroon
so
kasing
it should
bago
be
yung-
updated.
Yes po, mayroon kasi yung sa from previous namin na meeting sa province, kasi itong plan po, parang sinasali din namin yung anong plan ng province, kung anong pwede sa atin.
So meaning you will be interfacing with the plan of the city, of course,
So,
because
yun din ang gusto
province will be bringing in the output or the plan of the city to consolidate
Yes
it
po,
to be
consolidation.
the provincial disaster plan for health, correct, sir?
Yes po.
So, since you have the time frame, this should be, as you mentioned, this should be on the last quarter last year,
Ano,
2025.
This year po.
This year, last quarter.
No, sorry, first quarter po.
Supposedly first quarter.
O na parang na...
January, February, March, sir.
March ata kami nag-local health board. Doon namin na-present. Tapos gi-transpose po dito sa SP.
So hope, sir, that there will be some presentation on the plan so that we'll assess on how the plan will be executed. Are these plans laid? Are attainable? Are these plans laid with corresponding time frame so that we can see how the plan will be executed? So we will be assessing on how you respond to the plan. If there are some deviations, so what are those mitigating measures?
Sa plan po kasi, sir, yung time frame is for 3 years talaga siya. Hindi siya parang yearly na plan. So paggawa ng plan is yung sa time frame is parang 3 years po talaga kahit doon sa province. So within this plan, at least within these 3 years, may magawa po yung mga plan. Yes po.
The chair declares for a few minutes recess.
Madam Chair, allow me to
questions. So, Madam Presiding Officer, I move to restore the internal rules.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Eliot, and Aala. There being no objections, rules are now restored.
I move to refer back to the committee this particular legislation for further enhancement and to answer more of the questions.
Okay. Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Dato Perez, Councilor Catayas, Aala, and Eliot. There being no objection, this resolution number 726 is referred back to the committee. Next item.
Next item, Madam Chair, is resolution number 697, a resolution congratulating Ms. Emerald S. Malabosa, a proud Mansaka from the Benaning clan and a member of the indigenous peoples community of Barangay Apocon, for bringing honor to Tagum City as the most outstanding campus journalist, Region 11 elementary level, during the 2026 National Schools Press Conference held in Ormoc City on April 16, 2026.
Councilor Luis Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Allow me to present draft resolution number 697, series of 2026. And since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of this resolution, I move to dispense with reading of the full text of the same.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval at second reading.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, second by Councilor Aala. Any discussion?
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, and to my esteemed colleagues in this august body. This resolution seeks to recognize and congratulate Ms. Emerald S. Malabosa, a proud Mansaka from Barangay Apocon, for bringing honor and pride to the city of Tagum. At a very young age, Ms. Malabosa has already demonstrated excellence in the field of campus journalism. She was recognized as one of the most outstanding campus journalists, Region 11 elementary level, during the 2026 National Schools Press Conference held at Western Leyte College of Ormoc Incorporated, Ormoc City on April 16, 2026. This recognition is not only a celebration of her outstanding achievement in campus journalism, but also a reflection of the talent, determination, and potential of the youth of Tagum City. Moreover, her success serves as an inspiration to young students to pursue academic excellence, leadership, and cultural pride. As a proud Mansaka and a member of the Benaning clan, she exemplifies how the youth can excel while preserving and promoting their rich cultural heritage. Finally, her achievement reflects not only her hard work and dedication, but also the strong values instilled in her by her parents and her Mansaka heritage. More importantly, her accomplishment brings pride not only to her family and the indigenous peoples community, but also to the entire city of Tagum. That would be all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Councilor Luis Salazar. Proceed to the amendments.
Madam Presiding Officer, if there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sangguniang, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilor Kaasi, Perez, and Aala. There being no objection, all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this resolution be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilor Perez and Kaasi. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Eliot, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members physically present are in favor.
All members physically present being in favor, therefore resolution number 697 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Last item, Madam President, is resolution number 659, a resolution congratulating AD production team of the Tagum City National Comprehensive High School for winning the Best Documentary in Student category for their film Dili Lalim, Dili Lalum from the 8th Sinag Maynila Independent Film Festival held on March 23 to 29, 2026.
Councilor Luis Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of draft resolution number 659, series of 2026, I move to dispense with reading of the full text of the same.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Taala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Dato Perez, Councilor Catayas. Any discussion?
This resolution seeks to recognize and commend the AD production team of the Tagum City National Comprehensive High School for their outstanding achievement in winning the Best Documentary in the student category during the 8th Sinag Maynila Independent Film Festival for their film Dili Lalim, Dili Lalum. This remarkable accomplishment reflects the creativity, talent, and dedication of our young Tagumeño filmmakers in promoting authentic Filipino stories through cinema. Their success not only brings honor and pride to their school, but also to the entire city of Tagum, proving that our local youth are capable of excelling on the national stage in the fields of arts and culture. Moreover, this recognition serves as an inspiration to aspiring student filmmakers and creatives to continue pursuing excellence in filmmaking and storytelling, while showcasing the rich culture and talent of the Filipino people. Finally, may this achievement remind us of the importance of supporting and nurturing the talents of our youth, especially in the fields of arts and culture, as they continue to become instruments in bringing pride, honor, and recognition to our city. That would be all, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. Yes, Councilor Coquilia is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May I ask information, Madam Presiding Officer, on the whereabouts of our colleague, Madam Presiding Officer? Because she's the chairperson committee on gender. May we know on in what engagement she'll be attending, and then relieving her duty to be part of the Sangguniang.
Okay, very well. Earlier, Councilor Revita manifested that she will be attending the meeting at the Vice Governor's office for the Pride Festival celebration of the province of Davao del Norte. So I think she mentioned that it will be the first time that there will be a celebration of this kind in the province of Davao del Norte, and she will be representing the city mayor.
So meaning to say there's an official invitation to the chairperson, Madam Presiding Officer. May we know if there's an official? Because it would be unfair to the members of the Sangguniang while we will be again relieving our duty because this is our primordial duty to be part of the Sangguniang for the session. So you have here a letter addressed to the mayor, but there was no marginal note from the office of the mayor for him to attend the meeting. Usually, marginal notes of the mayor will be written for his or her representation to the meeting. So, I have here copy, Madam Presiding Officer, with it doesn't bear marginal note from the office of the mayor.
The Councilor Revita's executive assistant is with us. Maybe we can ask the chair suspends the rules.
Na ba'y sulat sa administrator? Wala.
office of the mayor.
I note.
Directing Councilor Revita to act appropriately on the invitation from the Vice Governor. Okay, so rules are now restored. Okay, so let us now proceed. Councilor Luis Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. If there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sangguniang. Yes po. Opo. Yes.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. On this resolution, Madam Presiding Officer, we recognize the efforts made by the students or group of students from Tagum City National Comprehensive High School. But for purposes of encouraging other students, may we know on the criteria of judging for this particular sort of film festival, the 8th Sinag Maynila Independent Film Festival. May we know on the criteria so that we will be informing, or we can inform other students to engage in this type of skills in the filmmaking.
So, Councilor Luis Salazar.
My apologies, I wasn't privy to the criteria for this, but we will ask and maybe we can message the organizers of this film festival for the criteria that was given in order to win for this award.
Proceed, Councilor Luis Salazar.
If there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sangguniang, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala, Catayas, and Kaasi. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Eldot, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Wakan. Madam President, all members physically present are in favor.
All members physically present being in favor, therefore resolution number 697 is 659 is approved on second and final reading. Announcements. Yes, Councilor Kaasi.
Well, Madam Chair, if it's amenable with the August body to have the committee meeting on Thursday, since Wednesday is holiday.
So, committee meetings will be on Thursday.
Thursday?
Any objection?
Wednesday?
Holiday on Wednesday.
Tama.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
So,
May we know from the Secretary to the Sangguniang if you are in receipt of the request for calendaring of committee meeting under my committee? Have you received, sir? The
It's with my
1/4?
staff, sir.
You have received? So meaning to say that a schedule for committee meeting under my committee will be tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. This is to deliberate matters relating the amendment of the tax code. And we'd like to invite the presence of the team from the City Treasurer's Office to appear before the committee for a committee hearing. Thank you.
Okay, summer announcements. There being none, and if there is no objection from the floor, the chair will now adjourn the session. There being no objection, session is now adjourned.